So I've used this Uncle Funky's Daughter Curly Magic for about 4 years now as my first styler of choice for my wash and goes, and I absolutely love it. It goes on smoothly, it is of a nice consistency. I don't mind the fragrance, it's just perfect. Normally I would layer another gel over it so I can get the cast and get my wash and goes to set and last the whole week. However, I thought I have never used it on its own and maybe I should. A one styler wash and go is my absolute favorite. I even have a whole playlist of videos of me styling my hair using just one product, because if I can achieve the same look and the same results from one product, then there's no need for me to layer products. So since I love the one product wash and go, I thought, I'm gonna try this UFD Curly Magic as a solo styler and see what happens. I like the formulation, I like the consistency of it. I will try it out and see how it does on its own. Now with a styler, I want to use it at least 3 times before I take an average and then conclude on whether or not it works for my hair and it does achieve the results I want it to achieve. I don't just, use it one time. But I was so certain that this first time I used it, I would get it right. So I started off on freshly washed hair as usual, drenched my hair in water as usual, and then grabbed my gel and applied it to my hair in sections. I drenched each section with water, making sure that this section was nice and heavy and saturated, and then I went in with my gel, starting at the ends, working my way up. If I needed more, I grabbed some more. However, because I'm not using a second styler or a second gel on top of this one, I used a little more than I normally would of the UFD Curly Magic. So I applied it and then grabbed some more product and I applied it some more to the sections. Smooth and smooth. This is where the styling happens. And because I'm not chasing the perfect set on wash days, I just smooth, do a quick rake here and there, and I move on to my next section. Right off the bat, I noticed that I needed more and more water to style my hair because the gel just drank everything up and held it in my hair. This is a good thing, but this is not a good thing if you don't like drying time like me. I honestly dislike drying time, and so my use of more water, which led to the use of more gel, just made my hair take forever and a day to dry. However, I didn't know this at the time, so I'm styling, applying more water and applying more gel so I can get some weight to my hair and so I can get all of my strands properly and evenly coated. The problem with styling with one gel is that it would take some time to finesse. Because you don't know how much water to gel ratio you need, or when to stop applying products and know that, okay, that's enough gel and enough water. It will take a few takes, to get it right. And this was the grace I gave myself as I was trying this new gel out on its own. I'm applying the gel to my hair, starting at the roots, and I'm smoothing thoroughly. If I need some more gel, I grab some more gel, but one big mistake I was making was I was applying the gel, or more of it rather, as if it was my second styler of choice, and gels do not work that way. Normally, the second gel that I would use would just be a glaze over the first, and I would not use much of the second gel because my hair is already been styled and I'm hydrated and set by the first gel. I'll only go with a little of the second gel as a glaze over the first. Unfortunately, that was not what I was doing here. I was applying this UFD Curly Magic as if it was my first and my second gel, but I was using too much of it because I thought, well, it's the one and same gel, so it won't really matter how much I use if it gives me the result I'm trying to achieve. That's not how gels work. No matter how many layers of the second application of the same gel you apply to your hair, it will still act as if it was one gel. It will not act as a second or a topper gel over the first application of the very same gel. That's one thing I learned from this experiment. Another thing I noticed right off the bat is I'm not getting as much elongation as I'm used to. Even though I applied a substantial amount of product to my hair does not feel quite as weighed down as it would have if I was using a second gel over this one, or using other gels that just had so much more weight to them. My hair seems elongated, but that's just from the amount of water I was using to overcompensate the amount of gel I was using. Also, because this UFD Curly Magic is not necessarily a thick gel, it is very runny and it will slip through your fingers if you are not careful. It does to me every single time I use it. But because this is the natural characteristic of the gel, it is not a thick clump of gel when you put it in your hands. For that reason, I didn't get the hang time I normally receive with thicker gels. Even when styling, I could tell that my hair was very heavy from the water and of course the gel combo, but it wasn't being weighed down and giving me the stretch I would normally receive. I want to say that styling my hair is a fairly straightforward process. I typically stick to the same pattern on my head. I've got the back, I've got the middle section that I split in two, and then I've got the top sections that I split in 2 or 3. I use the exact same pattern every single time, so that my hair naturally falls in these sections, and every time I go to recreate the section I can easily find it for the most part. I find that every now and again I might have to go in and clean the lines up, but for many months the sections actually stay in place, so that when I'm styling my hair, it's very easy to partition my hair into sections that are small enough for me to work with. So whether I'm conditioning or detangling or styling, my hair goes in the exact same sections most of the time. That way I'm not forcing my hair into new sections every single wash day, or creating opportunities for my hair to break by, putting it into different sections every now and again. So we are all done. I'm honestly really liking the way it looked. It looked great, it felt great, and I couldn't wait to go dry it. kid you not, I have spent the last 10 minutes touching my hair. I cannot believe how soft it is. Initially I thought, oh my gosh, is it just not dry still? Because it took, I don't know, 7 years just to dry my hair. And I'm like, oh man, is it still not dry? It is about, I want to say 85% dry, not quite 90, but I'm done drying. I don't usually wait until my hair is completely dry. Sometimes I do, most times I don't. I just can't be bothered. I get tired of the dryer. And so I thought my hair was not dry, but it is dry enough for me. Airplane just going by, but it is dry enough for me, and it is so soft. Oh my gosh, I don't know that I've ever felt my hair this soft after styling, ever. Now that I use gels to style my wash and goes, I use some gels that have a stronger cast, which is fine by me. I don't mind the cast or the crunch. I don't break the cast. I just let it do what it does as the days go by. And sometimes I use gels with softer holes, which I don't know that they will give me softer holes until I've tried them. And the Weeded one is one of those. Absolutely love that gel. I will say that I may have caused the long drying time because I probably used a little too much water when I was styling my hair. No cast, number one. Number two, it's not fully dry, unfortunately. Number three, because the gel, Curly Magic, is not a heavy gel, I didn't get the regular elongation, the regular weight I would get with my gels in my hair. So my hair's a lot shrunken, which is fine. As with any styler, I have to try it a few more times, at least 3 times, before I go, right, this works for me. I know exactly how. I know how to troubleshoot any issues with it, and I can use this gel in a hurry. Do you know what I mean? Like, you say you're about to go out for an event, you don't go using a brand new product. You use something that is a tried and true. That's what I mean. I like to get to that point with products that I use. For that to happen, I have to give the product a fair chance. For that to happen, I have to use the product at least 3 times. When I'm not in a hurry, when I'm trying to improve on things I've learned from the last time. Otherwise, I'm not using a product and I'm not going to come here and tell you, well, this works or that doesn't work. The products that I use, I've used for many years. And if it's something that's new, I would have to use it 3 times at least to take an average before I make any kind of conclusion and then present my findings to you. And that's just how I approach my products. Same thing goes with my techniques. Same thing goes with my routines. You know, we have to come to a point where we can do something in our sleep so that doing our hair doesn't, you know, consume our whole day or our whole week or the whole night. So, you know, so it's not a burden. So we're excited to do our hair. For that to happen, I think we just have to get past a trial phase and then we go, right, this is for me or it is not for me for the following reasons. My hair is looking and feeling great. However, I can tell that I used a little too much gel to style my hair. And I can tell because after fluffing my hair this morning, I could feel a little bit of residue on my fingers. So I know that I used a little too much gel. My hair does not feel greasy. The gel is not an oily one to begin with, but I can feel some residue on my fingers. Unfortunately, I've not got the time to redo my hair this week, so this will have to do. But my hair is still looking great. I've received a lot more shrinkage compared to yesterday because I didn't completely dry my hair. It just was taking so long to dry. Anyway, this is what we're working with and I'm actually liking the set. Honestly, I cannot believe how soft it is. This gel is a humectant. It finds water, takes it in, and holds onto it, and that's exactly what it's done to my hair. And it's caused my hair to shrink up so much. This is not a bad thing, however, this is just not what I'm going for. So, to moisturize and hydrate your hair, this is an excellent gel for that. But to keep it stretched, you might need a second gel to go with it. But here I am washing my hair and trying this process again. Remember, I used a little too much of the gel when I did it the first time, and this just caused it to hold on to way too much water in my hair. I also used too much water to style my hair because I was applying way too much gel, because I thought that, I was going to use the same gel as the first and the second styler. Mistakes galore, right? So I'm washing my hair again. Rather, I'm co-washing my hair. And this, I think, is the fourth day of having done it the first time. So I'm co-washing my hair with just the conditioner. So I'm rinsing my hair out first, rinsing it thoroughly to get rid of all of the gel. And because this is a very slippery plant-based gel, it rinses out beautifully. All you need is just some water, warmish water, and some elbow grease, and your hair will be almost as clean as if you had just washed it with shampoo. Honestly, that is just the beauty of using plant-based products. Anyway, I rinse it out thoroughly, and then I proceed to apply my conditioner all over my head. I'm working my way all the way up to my roots. I'm not at all stingy with my conditioner. I use as much of it as my hair needs. And so I'm applying my conditioner all over my head. Then I proceed to lightly detangle my hair after applying it. And then I rinse all the conditioner out before I go in to style my hair. So right here, I'm just going in with my fingers and doing a light finger detangling, making sure to loosen up all of the hairs that have fallen over the course of the 4-ish days I had my hair in that setting. And I am adding some more water to give me that foamy squishiness that I need to glide through my hair without breaking through it or yanking through my curls. So I've applied my conditioner all over my head, and now I am just finger detangling with my fingers and applying some more water if I need water for some extra weight, some hang time, and some slippery smooth action, just so that I am gliding through my hair and not ripping through it. Once I'm done conditioning or co-washing my hair, I will rinse it all out as thoroughly as I can, and then I'll put my hair into sections and start to apply my gel all over again. This time around though, I am applying this gel, the UFD Curly Magic, as if it was just my first styler. I'm not applying it thinking that I would use it as my first and then second styler. Stylers do not work that way. Gels, at least, do not work that way. It will just lead to product buildup, oversaturation, prolonged drying time, and unnecessary shrinkage over time. So to avoid all of that, I'm just going to apply it as its own thin, as if I was styling my hair with just this gel the first time, and I'll move on to my next section after smoothing thoroughly. smooth and smooth and smooth and smooth until the clumps of curls in my hair start to define themselves. Now the conditioner reveals all of my curls. Water and conditioner do that. Then when I apply my gel, the gel captures what has already been revealed by my conditioner, so to speak, right? So I know that the gel is not necessarily curling my hair. My hair is naturally this curly. What the gel does is it captures it and it holds it in place. That hold is why I'm styling my hair with gels, to keep my clumps together in sections for the course of a week or however long I'm keeping the set in for. I bear that in mind, and I'm encouraging you to do the same. When you apply a product to your hair, if you know what it does, it's very easy for us to adjust our expectations to what we can get from the product. So I apply my gel to hold the clumps of my hair in place because I don't want my strands just loosely flying around. This will happen eventually over time, and this is what we'll call frizz, which I enjoy because my hair gets bigger and more voluminous, which is something I don't naturally have. But the work of the gel is to hold the curls in place and to freeze them there so that your curls are captured and displayed and held beautifully over time. This means that when looking for a styling product, know exactly what you're looking for before you go purchasing and trying products. If you're wanting a product to give you elongation, it has to be a heavy duty one with some kind of substance to it, highly viscous, not super runny like this Curly Magic. Maybe if you are in a humid city, you want to look for gels that will provide some anti-humidity properties. Obviously, they will not prevent water from going into the hair, but maybe they have a stronger hold and will hold the set in place for much longer. Or at least as the hair starts to shrink up, it will not freeze up too much. It will just shrink up nicely. Do you get what I mean? So if you're wanting hydration, for example, maybe use a gel such as this one that is rich in humectants like aloe vera. The plan is to use products that will give us a style that we want to achieve with our hair, and to combine products that will give us the style we want to achieve. So if I was wanting longevity and elongation, I would use another gel atop this one and not just this Curly Magic on its own. But for today's experiment, we are trying Curly Magic and giving it a fair chance to see how it performs on its own, how my hair feels, what there is to learn, how much of it to use, how much water to use when using it on its own without having to top it with another styler. The one good thing I really like about this Curly Magic is that it dries clear. So even when I had used way too much of it the first time around, you couldn't see the clumps of gel in my hair. It dried clear. It looked a little bit glossy, but that was all you could see. It really dried clear, which I appreciate. This also means that it will pair well with very many other gels. Another thing I liked about the gel is I did not get a greasy feel the second time around. Obviously my hair was not weighed down. No, my hair did not feel or look wet. It just felt really soft after drying it the second time around. However, I still experienced a ton of shrinkage. Shrinkage is not a bad thing. It is not my enemy. I wear my hair in a wash and go 95% of the time. I've embraced my shrinkage. But compared to styling my hair with other gels, I got a ton of shrinkage over the course of this set. This set was just not as defined as I'm used to, but it was good enough. The definition was okay. It wasn't necessarily as defined as my hair can get. But that was fine. The main purpose of this gel is not elongation, as we've discussed earlier. It is not necessarily definition. It is to hydrate your hair and to keep your hair in clumps. I am following the same application theme, using the same parts in my hair, and I'm not being heavy-handed this time around, although I'm also reminding myself to go all the way down to my roots, unless I was going for more puffy roots to begin with. Again, remember, I don't have that much volume, and so if I wanted the volume right off the bat, I would apply very little or no product to my roots, or just the first styler if I'm using two to my roots, just so my hair had a little bit more volume in it. But most of the time I go all the way down to my roots and I apply or paint the product to the roots of my sections, because I just want my hair to get voluminous over time and I don't want to create the volume on wash day. This is a lot of volume for day one hair for me, because most of the time I start out with well-defined hair that gets bigger and bigger over time, but this is already a lot of volume for wash day, which is fine. My hair is not completely dry. I am tired of drying it. It didn't take as long as it did last week, obviously, and I'm exhausted. I've tried to go in with my blow dryer. I'm just tired of drying my hair. Drying my hair is my least favorite part of wash day, so honestly, I don't look forward to it. I just dry my hair because I don't want to walk around with wet hair. Anyway, my hair did feel a little sticky, which I'm not happy about because I used much less gel this time around. But I think it's just drying. So by tomorrow, if my hair is feeling like it is sticky from the gel, I'm going to be quite upset, but I will let you know what it feels like. Right now it's looking good, it's feeling good. There's a ton of frizz, which makes sense because this gel does not give that strong hold that I get from other gels. And of course there is no cast. That's my baby. And of course there's no cast. My hair feels so soft. It feels like my hair. Do you know what I mean? It feels like hair, and that's just great. I like that. But we'll see how the set ages over time. Still so wet, as you can tell. I have no interest in drying what is left of this. It will just have to air dry as the day goes by. Thanks for watching. Bye now.